Hello, Women of the Channel Leadership Network. Welcome to another Woman of the Week. I'm Jackie Rives, your community leader. I am very excited today to get to know Christine Sugrue, Distribution Manager with Eaton. Hi, Christine. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, Jackie. Thanks for having me.
Yes, I'm so excited to get to know you. So let's start off with those icebreaker questions. Where do you live and where did you grow up, if that's different?
So they're actually one and the same. I live in and grew up in Buffalo, New York. Go Bills. Yes. So,
I've been around Bill fans before.
yeah, a wild bunch. We do a lot of engagement activities at the stadium with our sales team.
I love it.
Yes. Yes. That being
Very
said,
cool.
we actually did just sign our personal seat licenses for the new stadium. So we've been season ticket holders for about 12 years and just signed on for the new build.
That's so fun. I love that. What is a little known fact about you that you don't mind sharing?
Sure. So I think maybe a little known fact is that I've been to over half a dozen European countries. It's my favorite area to travel
Mm.
to. Yes, yes. Santorini and Florence were by far my favorites.
I'm so glad that you said that because I was about to ask, like, okay, give me your top like one or two that you loved, which is so hard for me to answer when people ask that. So I'm glad you shared it. I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. What made you want to be in a leadership position?
So I think we can all look back on our careers and maybe pick out some leaders who helped to shape our views on dynamics in the workplace. So my goal of moving towards leadership position was to try to take the best things that I learned from the best leaders and then combine them with my knowledge and experiences to help to add to a winning culture. And there's something so fulfilling about cultivating a team where you help everybody realize their full potential. So really, that's what drew me to a leadership
Yes.
position, is transitioning that into a
Oh, I
team
love that.
environment.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great answer. So, how would you define successful leadership? And, with that, what do you do to continue and grow and develop as a leader?
Sure. So my philosophy on successful leadership is pretty simple. If you take care of your people, they'll take care of your customers. So, really, I strive to create a culture built on authenticity, collaboration, and psychological safety, which is key. Big believer that one of the best ways to do that is to have some collaborative team discussion with minimal guidelines. So, maybe establish an issue and the objective, and kind of really leave it open for everyone to throw any crazy idea at the wall. And we have had a number of laughs along the way doing it that way, but no idea is too crazy. And then
Yeah, I bet
ultimately,
that's the fun part.
yes, 100%, 100%. I have a great team. I'm very fortunate. They're always willing to, go down that road with me and just really brainstorm. And so ultimately, just taking all of those crazy ideas and then dialing back to a realistic place given the time and budget constraints that we have. So I found that if everyone has a chance to contribute their individual feedback and strengths to the discussion, there's unity and driving towards the desired outcome. I was just going to address the second part of your questions. Me, leader, yes, is all about being curious. So really continuously asking questions to help
Mm,
educate yourself on your team, your leadership, your customers, the industry, and then taking all of that knowledge and using it to create innovative solutions that lend to the desired outcomes that's beneficial for everybody.
as soon as you said be curious, some of my favorite leaders, that is a word I would use to describe them. Very curious and asking lots of questions. A lot of what you said sounds like that's the kind of leader you are in helping bring out those ideas in your team. So
Yeah,
incredible.
thanks. There's always so much to learn every day.
So I feel like in our younger selves, it was like, oh, I cannot wait to graduate so I can be done with school. And then you're like, get to a point in your adult life where you're like, nope, it's going to be learning for the rest of my life. But, at the end of the day, who wouldn't want to be? At least we don't have to write papers.
Yeah, yes, I'll take that any day. Just business reports, but
Yes, no papers, no papers. What do you do to kind of protect or create that work life balance that works for you?
so this is one of my absolute favorite questions. I feel that it's never a perfect science, but a few months back, I was part of a hiring panel where a potential candidate had an answer that really kind of struck a chord. And we asked them why they were looking for a new opportunity. It was so that they can establish more work life harmony over work life balance. And the more I thought about it, the more it resonated. Because I'm like, you know what? That's so true. It's like, how can we be more intentional in our day to day of creating those little moments that make it not feel like such a separation? How can we blend the two harmoniously? How can we build in the time for fun in the workday, or maybe build out the time to take a course on something that interests us, or even just like get up and go for a walk around the block if you need it. And so I think that is, I'm sure, not a new buzzword in the industry, but one I hadn't heard before that really kind of stuck with me.
Yeah, I like that. The harmony. I might have to rewrite the question for that because that's a great way to explain it. Honestly, it's different for everybody in where we find that. So I love that. Do you have any tips of like things that you do to kind of secure that in your week?
Yeah, so I think, when we have IT meetings, we'll start off with a would you rather question. So it's not just jumping right to business. It's taking that minute to just get to know each other better and have more of like a friendly dialogue. And then, maybe it's taking a walk around the block, making sure you schedule time for lunch. I also had a couple great takeaways from the last Woman of the Channel, um, in New York, where I started doing the 50-minute and 25-minute meetings just to give yourself a little bit of a breather in between. And then also encourage team at the end of the year to take stock of their calendar and use the end of the year as a time to refresh and say, are these meetings serving me? Or is it just a cadence to have on the calendar to have a cadence? So being more intentional about how time is spent, I think, is a big one.
Oh, Christine, these are great ideas. I took the 25-minute takeaway, but I neglected to take the 55, and now I'm going to change my stuff. Like, thank you for that reminder because that is a good one. Like, just the
It
5 minutes to be able to like get your life together before potentially you have another meeting right after it. So
is.
these are great reminders.
Yes, for sure.
Thank you so much for allowing us to celebrate you as our Woman of the Week. I learned so much from you in these short amount of time, and I really look forward to learning more in the future.
Yes, thanks so much for having me. This is great.
Awesome. All right, community, please do comment, share your tips, insights, or takeaways, or, give Christine a high five and celebrate her as our Woman of the Week. So until next time, have an amazing week.